Good morning, everyone. It's Sarah, and it's time for Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. And I know things are just a little bit different this week, but that's okay. We're still going to have some fun. We're going to talk about crochet patterns. We're going to talk about new patterns, new videos, and we're still going to have a fun, joyful time today. Now, you'll notice I have 2 drinks today. No, it's not vodka. I've got coffee and water, and I'll talk to you more about that in just a minute. The first thing I wanted to show you is, I know a lot of you, like me, we're in our homes. We're not getting a lot of contact out there. And I've got some tips that I'm going to give you towards the end of our video about how to find joy in this difficult or hard time. And I'm kind of missing my granddaughter. She hasn't been able to come over. And I've been home for, I think, 9 days. I did get in the car and go for a little drive with my husband, but I didn't get out of the car. So anyway, I'm super glad you're all here today. I'm already seeing all your names pop up. And just in case you don't know, we live stream Coffee and Crochet with Sarah to our Facebook page, Posh Pooch Designs. And then after that, when I tweak it up a little bit, I'll shoot it over to YouTube because I dearly love all my Facebook friends and my YouTube friends as well. And I do try really hard to read all the comments. A lot of times it's afterwards, and I come back in and I read the comments and I giggle and I chuckle because I love all your fun comments. But I wanted to show you something. When my granddaughter that lives here in Colorado, she's almost 8, she, I called her mom and I talked to her. And the week before, she had given me this. And I want to show you what this is. This is from Trolls. And I believe his name is Cooper. And she was cleaning out her toy box and she brought this over to me. And she said, "You need Cooper." And I said, "How come?" And she said, "Because his hair is made of yarn." And so now little Cooper has become my little charm, my little good luck and joy charm. And I'm going to set him right here on my jar where my crochet hooks are. So you have to try to stay connected where you can. All right, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to tell you about all the new crochet patterns and videos that we did this last week. Now, I did an extra one this week. I'm trying to come up with some new and fun things that we can maybe use up some of our yarn stash, as well as update some patterns that I've been wanting to get to since I have a little extra time. All right, so let's see. Let's go to the other cam I had up there first. This is our itty bitty bunny bags. They're super cute. They're just a little bag. Got a rounded bottom, V stitches in the middle. And when you pull that drawstring, it kind of almost knocked my coffee over. That would not be good. It almost resembles an Easter egg. And then we just add some little bunny ears. They're the perfect size to add some candy, maybe a gift card, or perfume, lipstick, maybe some hand sanitizer, some Kleenex or something. A lot of fun things that you can put in those. And I thought it would be a really great idea because you can use up all of your yarn scraps. You can see I made them all different colors. This one's with a striping yarn, 2 different colors, 3 or 4 different colors. Lots of fun colors that you can do. And it's also a great way if someone maybe brings you some food or some toilet paper, something that you might need. And you don't really want to give them something that you might have touched or left something on. You can wipe down the packages of candy or whatever, put them inside, and you can hang this on the door and tell it with a little note that says, "This is for you, thank you." And those are ways that we can kind of reach out that and use up our yarn stash. Another thing that we did, and this was actually a request, and I'm going to pop back over this camera again. Another pattern. Now remember, the bunny pattern is a free pattern as well as a video. And this is my Paw Print Scrubbies. Let me grab the other one real quick. And it's kind of fun because you can make it in 3 different ways. This one is made with 1 strand of cotton and 1 strand of the scrubby yarn. This one is made with 2 strands of that scrubby yarn. And this is super scrubby. This is sort of scrubby. And then this is made with 2 strands of just cotton yarn. You can use it as a small washcloth. It's the perfect size for just cleaning out the inside of a pot or a pan that doesn't have to be scrubbed off. Or you can also use it as a coaster. It's a great size for that. And it's cotton, so if you spill your coffee like I do occasionally, it'll clean right up. And of course, I made a couple other ones. They also make a nice applique if you want to put them on a scarf or a hat or maybe a book bag or something. I thought it would be a great idea for schools that have mascots that are like a bear or a cougar or a bulldog, you know, where they have paw prints. And you can make those in school colors and give those to the kids as well, or even teachers. And we need to remember those teachers. We really appreciate them now that a lot of people are having to homeschool some of their children, huh? I homeschooled my kids when they were little, and then when they got in high school or middle school and high school, I put them in public school. And then eventually I ended up homeschooling my son through high school as well. But it's a lot of work, and we forget how much work teachers do. And so we need to remember to appreciate them. The other thing we did is I did an update on my fat striped bag. And this is one of my favorite bags. I know, I say that all the time. But this is the fat striped bag, the original bag that I designed. I'm going to say 6 or 7 years ago. It might have been 5 or 6. We did it in 2 different colors, and we striped every 2 rows. Then they came out with these awesome striping yarns. And you can see the pink one behind me. Let me lean this way. There you go. The pink and gray one, that's one of my favorite ones. The yarn on that one, I think that, if I remember right off the label, was Lipstick on the Collar. I think this one was called Blue Skies or something. I can't remember. But anyway, these are Burnett, made with Burnett Pop striping yarn, medium number 4. And of course, you don't have to use striping yarn. You can do a solid. You can do, you know, whatever you want to do as long as you use a medium number 4 yarn. I've not made this with cotton, but you can certainly try. And then the other thing is that on my YouTube channel, there is a video that explains to you how to line a bag. And a lot of people like to line them. And I have some that I have, and I like them when they're lined for certain things because it also helps them keep their shape. And so if you go into my playlist, or you can just search how to line a crochet bag, it'll come up on YouTube. It's a really simple way to just cut a piece of fabric and how to sew it. You can sew it on your machine or by hand, and it shows you how to do it with a bag and how to cut it so that it fits any shape bag, really. Okay, and so we did that one. That is also a free crochet pattern and a video. And then the last one we did was yesterday. This is the one, remember last week I told you I was having some trouble with my counts, and so I had to redo the video. Well, we went back in and we redid the whole video. All right, so let me grab these. This was the original one. You can see it's on a jar, and it works on a jar as well. And this is the one that looks like Maximo. Then I did this one in beiges that kind of looks like my Rosie. Oh, I called Maximo's name. He thinks he needs to come over here. Do you want to come over here, buddy, or are you just stretching? Okay. And then we did a blue and beige one, sort of off-white, so you could see how they look. Now, the neat thing about this pattern is it'll fit a cup, it'll fit a jar, and it'll fit a coffee cup. It just has to do with where you place your button and pulling it across, making sure that it fits and stays put. The other really neat thing about it, and I'm going to grab this brown one so you can see, the ears can flop down and look like any animal that you want, or any dog, I should say. The ears can flip up, and be like a chihuahua, but I've got this one where they've been flopping down, so it probably won't. But the other neat thing is you can change these ears out and make it a kitty cat, add some whiskers. You could make the ears a little bit longer and make a bunny. You could make the ears maybe a little wider, make it in pink, and it's a piggy. So you can make just about any animal that has this cute little face. It's just the little nose, the little eyes, and the ears. You can do it in colors to look like your pet. And I want to see them. I just thought it would be super fun. Get in your yarn stash, make something fun, and then post it. Okay, now I get a lot of questions about where should I post my pictures. And that's where over on, it's called PPD, Puppy Love Crochet Group. It is a private group, and I've left it that way because, as I've said in the past, we had some issues with inappropriate stuff. But I'm on there several times a day. You can join it, answer those 3 questions, and usually you'll get right in. We make sure you're a real person, you know, and that you answered your questions correctly. And then you can post all you want to. It takes a couple seconds because I get notified that someone's posted a picture, and then I can go ahead and approve it. And I've left it that way just to keep our group fun and silly, because it is a no drama mama group. No drama. Okay? And if you're someone who likes to cause drama, that group may not be for you. We just like to have fun. We like to talk about our pets. We love to talk about our crochet. And every day I try to do what I call a free crochet pattern link blast. We pick a theme. Sometimes people will email me and they'll tell me, do you have, I don't know, paper roll cover patterns? Or yesterday, I think someone asked me for, was it Lovey's? Might have been yesterday or the day before. Crochet Lovey patterns. And so what I do is I scour the internet, I go on Pinterest, I go on Ravelry, and I find you some free pattern links. I try to check them out to make sure they're still valid, because sometimes they aren't. Sometimes they might be in another language. And if they have them posted in both languages, I'll go ahead and post that also. So anyway, that's how the PPD Puppy Love Crochet Pattern Group works. And I love to see, I love to see things that you have made, even if you've adjusted it to your own liking, because remember, I always say, you do what works best for you. All right? Okay, I'm going to scour through these questions, see if there's any questions real quick. Okay, yeah, Joy was saying she's having trouble commenting. The way that it works is I wanted to originally, no, Kimberly, I just saw that we didn't clink in yet. Let me do that real quick. Thank you. I've got my Thomas Kincaid mug today. Clink in, my friends. Clink, 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 clink. We forgot to do that. See, that's what happens when I just start talking. Thank you. Carol Smith asked, do they help to keep your drink warm? Yes, they can. But also, if you make them out of cotton, they can absorb the sweat on the outside of your cups as well. So, and the thing is, these are made just as decorations. That's why I made them out of acrylic yarn. But if you want it like this one, no, I think it's this one. This one's made out of cotton. And so if you wanted to put it on there so that it's going to absorb the moisture, then you want to make it out of cotton. Both of them will work. Cotton, acrylic, blend, wool, whatever you got will work for this pattern, depending on what you want to do with it. Okay? All right, there's a couple more questions. Let me make sure. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Kimberly, for reminding us to clink in. That's our trademark, right? All right. Now, I wanted to get into, I've been getting a lot of questions about the crochet surgical or crochet masks. And I want to tell you this so that you understand, no, I will not be making a pattern for those. I do not think you should make them. The crochet ones are not safe, and there's a couple of reasons why. Now, they're fine if someone's wearing one and they want to just have something decorative on it. You know, that's fine. But I really am just skeptical of even that because people won't understand. But what happens with crochet is you have holes, and germs can still get out and still get in. The other thing is cotton, if it's made out of cotton, and some acrylics can absorb, and it will absorb germs, okay? And so they're just not safe. And I have a friend, her daughter is a nurse, and she messaged me last night and she said, thank you for posting that you're not making those. She said, people are coming and wearing them and they're sick. And she means sick, literally sick. Let me grab some coffee real quick. Okay. I know that even Ravelry canceled, will not let you put any of those on patterns on their site either. And they're just not safe. I just really want to encourage you, don't use those. There is a site, and I put the link on my page. It's on our group. It's even on my personal page to find out what is the right kind of mask to use and to wear, okay? Because a lot of people were making them just for fun, and I understand that, but a lot of people won't understand that, okay? And I don't get real serious about a lot of things when it comes to crochet, you know, but to me, this is a very important issue. You know, you do what you want to do. I'm not telling you what to do. You know, it's always my opinion. But I am going to tell you, after talking to my friend whose daughter is a nurse and other people who are nurses that have been working in these issues, do not use them. Do not make them, and not even for fun, because people will not understand. All right? And that's all I'm going to say about that. The next thing I want to do here is I want to talk to you a little bit about how to find some joy in this rough time. And, you know, we're all struggling. We're stuck at home. But hey, we got all this yarn, right? All right, so my voice all of a sudden just got really dry. All right, so I remembered something that my mom told me many, many years ago before she passed away. And she said, don't let anything steal your joy. And it's really hard. You know, remember at the first of the year I said that my word for 2020 was joy. And it really is difficult not to allow circumstances to steal our joy. Like this silly cough all of a sudden. Okay. So a couple of things. I've got a list here of 8 different things, and I'm going to go through them really fast. First of all, you need to stay connected with the outside world, okay? Call your friends. Call your family. Use things like the FaceTime and Skype. I think there's a Zoom. I can't remember. And because you can call people, but it's nice to see them. I FaceTime my grandkids that are in Oklahoma about once a week or so. And if I forgot, I get a message that says, Oma, are we going to FaceTime today? And I love that time. And I think it's really cool because this last week, I got to FaceTime with them. And my granddaughter, Callie, you know, y'all have seen her on here time to time. She was showing me puzzles that she's working on. And Aiden was talking to me, my grandson was talking to me about the games that he's learning and playing. And so those are things that you can do to stay connected. Seeing them physically helps a lot. Call them. If people aren't calling you, you call them, okay? The other thing that will help you a lot is to try to stay active. And I know that's really hard, okay? But if you have a dog, you can still walk them around your block and just watch out. Make sure you're not coming in contact with other people and staying that 6 feet away. But you really need to stay active. Now, if you can't get out of your house, there are lots of free YouTube things that you can do. One of them that I really love is called Yoga with Adrienne. And she has like stuff for seniors, stuff for beginners, and it's just basic stretches. And I do them every time my back is sore. You can put them on your TV and exercise right with her. Also, as silly as it sounds, there's lots of children's exercise videos that you can do and enjoy because they're on a level that are beginner, okay? Do that. There's also some videos that's called chair aerobics. And I used to teach chair aerobics years ago when I worked at it was called Senior Haven, at my church back home in Oklahoma. And we would do chair aerobics. It's moving your arms and moving your legs and keeping that circulation going. It's very important. All right. The other thing you need to do is you need to drink water. And that's why I've got my cup of water here. For every cup of coffee that I drink, I try to drink a cup of water. Well, why is that important? You know, I think, oh, something to drink, right? Our bodies, when we're not moving like we usually do, they get, you know, stagnant. Water is a lubricant, okay? It's good for all of our body. It's good for our hair and our nails and our skin and all of that. We need to drink water, all right? It helps balance your functions. And I know that sounds so silly, but it's important. I find myself, when I'm sitting and crocheting more, that I'm drinking more coffee. And that's why I tried to commit myself to drinking coffee and water in equal amounts, okay? The other thing you need to do is you need to eat right. The apple a day keeps the doctor away is true. You need to eat your fruits and vegetables, and if you can get them fresh, it's better. If you have to eat them frozen, that's okay too. But that's another thing that happens when we sit more than we usually do. We're crocheting all day long because we want to keep our mind and our hands busy, but our bodies get a little unbalanced, okay? So try to eat right. And the thing about apples is you can eat applesauce. You can make applesauce and you can mix it with other things. I like to put apples in my smoothies. And something that people don't know is that apples have pectin. Pectin is something that helps balance the acids in your stomach. And that's why I say the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away, really is the truth. And so I try to eat fruit and vegetables fresh every day, okay? And I know it's difficult. You're not going out every day. And if you get a bunch, I got a bunch yesterday. I was really blessed. My church has a food bank. And my son works helping deliver the food from the Rocky Mountain Food Bank. And we bring it to our church. And then we give it out. And my son called and said, we have an overabundance of fruits and vegetables. You need to tell Dad to get over here. Well, I went in the car. I didn't get out among people. I sat in the car with the dogs, and my husband went and picked me out a bunch of fruits and vegetables, and that's a blessing. And I know that's hard, but I got a lot of extra things that I have sliced up and frozen, so I'll have it for later, okay? So, stay connected, stay active, drink water, and eat right. Another thing that you can do that's going to keep your brain active is to learn some new things. Do you have a yarn that's driving you crazy that you don't know how to work with? And you want to learn how to work with it? Get on YouTube, find people talking about it. Is there a stitch you've been wanting to learn? You've got the time now. Learn that new stitch, that crocodile stitch, or that crystal wave stitch you've been wanting to learn. Now's the time to do that because you've got more time. It'll keep your brain active. It'll keep your hands busy and keep you from grabbing those Cheetos and those M&Ms like I like. Besides, you don't want to eat Cheetos. It'll make your fingers orange and then it gets on the yarn, right? All right. Another thing you can do to keep your brain active is there are a lot of zoos and museums that are doing virtual walkthroughs. I find those extremely interesting. I love baby animals. I watched one the other day about baby narwhals. And narwhals they're like little, my granddaughters call them unicorns of the sea. They're like little dolphins with a big horn sticking out of their head. And I watched those because I was so intrigued with how they were swimming in a pack and not stabbing each other. It was so entertaining and interesting. The other thing you can do is grab some books. A lot of the libraries are allowing you to virtually check out books. If you have a tablet or a phone that has I think it's a Kindle app, you can read some books. And you know what? They don't have to be all in-depth books like Tom Clancy, although I love Tom Clancy books. One of my favorite book series to read is Clifford the Big Red Dog. I still have a whole stack of books that I've had for years and years and years. I'm going to say 20 years because my kids used them. My niece, who just turned 17, used them. And now my granddaughter is reading them also. I love Clifford the Big Red Book cartoon. And then we also love the books. And it's okay to read children's books. They're fun. They're also, the Clifford the Big Red books are my favorites because they teach you things like being kind and sharing. And it's okay to be a big red dog, things like that. So you can do that. Another couple of things that I like is the History Channel, as well as cooking channels. Learn how to make that fried chicken you've been wanting to learn with the Cajun sauce or whatever. Scour your pantry, see what you've got, find something that they're using it for, and learn something new, Use that brain. We all have wonderful, magnificent brains. And another thing is to remember, don't just expect people to reach out to you. You need to reach out also. And no, you can't go to other people's houses, but you can call, like I said. You can email, you can message, you can write letters, lots of things like that. This is a good time to catch up on your thank you notes or your thank you emails, things like that. It's just a way to keep us active. And the last thing here I want to talk about is breathe. Breathe in and out. Don't watch the news all day long. Yes, we need to stay informed, but don't because I've done this. Don't let yourself get caught in watching that news all day long. Stay informed, catch snippets here and there, when they're giving, information for your city or your state, or when they're giving an address. Yes, watch those things, stay informed. But don't watch it all day long. You're going to get yourself down and depressed. Watch other things, do other things, learn other things, and breathe. I catch myself holding my breath sometimes. I might be reading a new news article on Facebook or on the internet or something, and I'm like, and I catch myself holding my breath. Let it go. In the words of Elsa, let it go. There has to be balance. Okay? If I had it my way, I would sit in my favorite spot and I would crochet everything all day long because that's how I relieve stress. And it's okay to do that to relieve stress. But you also need to do other things. You need to keep your mind active and don't shut yourself in. Reach out as best that you can and breathe. And then the very last thing, I said last thing earlier, but the very last thing I want you to understand, it's okay to laugh. It's okay to have some fun. It's okay to call a friend and laugh on the phone. It's okay to laugh at a silly picture or meme on the internet right now. And just because we're taking the situation extremely serious doesn't mean you can't relax and laugh for just a little bit. And these simple things are the way that we don't allow a hard situation to steal our joy. And I'm using the word steal because they're taking it from us. But we can take it back. And we can still have joy. We can encourage those around us, like I said, with emails and letters and notes. And it's a good time, like I said, I think last week, to get into your yarn stash and start working on things for other people. Something that I do is I keep a list of all the people that I want to make something for Christmas. I'll put their name, and it's a good way. Call them, ask them, what's your favorite color? What are you doing today? And that's how I get to know my grandkids, because I'm telling you, I can't keep up with the technology that they're involved in. All my grandson and the Switch and all that stuff. I don't play video games. I can't keep up with that. And so call them, talk to them, ask them questions, stay connected. And that's how you won't allow it to steal your joy. Drink your water, eat your fruits, stay healthy, and don't let it steal your joy. I'm going to let you go now. Thank you for listening. And I will see you all next week. The apple about rolled right off my table. I don't don't want that to get bruised. I'm going to eat it later. All right. And so, as I always say, thank you for tuning in to Coffee and Crochet with Sarah. Thank you for being a part of it, because I can't do this without all of you. You all have a great week. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep your joy.